It's getting closer to midnight.
Hi guys, from Barbara. Today we are going to do an experiment together because we are going to prepare cloud bread for the first time. So fingers crossed. It is supposed to be a very easy recipe, so I hope we will do a great job. But let's go together to prepare this special low-carb bread that is made just with 3 ingredients: cream cheese, eggs, and some, how do you call that in English? Baking powder. Sorry for my Italian accent, for all the mistakes. I thank you all so much because you are here listening to me, watching my recipe, leaving comments, redoing my dishes, and you are making me so really happy, and I hope you understand my English. As I just told you, you will need only a few ingredients: 150 grams of cream cheese, then a little bit of baking powder and 2 eggs. Let's start by softening a little bit our cream cheese. This is important because we must prepare a mix that will be soft and fluffy. But don't forget to read always the label of your cheese because there are huge differences in brand with cream cheese. So pay attention.
I want you, that's all I know. Trying my best not to lose control.
After mixing the cream cheese, you can add the 2 yolks and it will help you to make it even more creamy. Put the whites separate because we will whip them a lot. It is the fluffiness of the cloud bread, so that's a very important part of the recipe. I'm mixing the cream cheese with the yolks by hand simply because I don't want my electric mixer to get dirty. In fact, it must be very clean to whip the egg whites. As you know, if the egg whites have a little bit of yolk inside, they will not become fluffy and still whipped. So pay attention to that. You can also whip the white before the yolks and the cream cheese. That's up to you. But mixing by hand is not a problem because you don't have to do a perfect job. It will be enough to mix it just a little bit.
I can taste it, the bitter sweetness of taste.
But as you can see, I'm whipping the whites very carefully because that's the key ingredient. And to make it even fluffier and stronger, you should put the baking powder. That's important because if they unwhip, the recipe is ruined. And now that my electric mixer is dirty, I will use it to whip even better the cream cheese and the yolk because, as you have seen, it was not really creamy.
Your lips against a red carpet.
And here you can admire our yolk with the cream cheese. It's beautiful. And also the egg whites are very fluffy and stiff. So both of them are really great. They look great and I hope the recipe will be a success.
It's a shot of love, baby, I adore you.
Now we have to mix both of them together. And you must do that by hand because every time you mix egg white when it's already whipped, you must do that very carefully and by hand because you don't want to unwhip it. And here you can see them mixed together and you can notice that it really looks like a cloud. It's white, fluffy and so soft. It's a really beautiful mix.
Not to lose control, 'cause I adore you.
Last thing that we should do is to form the little breads, and I highly recommend you to do it directly on the baking tray covered with parchment paper. It will be very easy and it will be the biggest surface, so they will have a little bit of space. To do that, use a spoon, so you will do them all the same size. That's important too for the cooking. Finally, the baking. Your oven should be in convection mode, ventilated with a little bit of air coming out, at 160 degrees Celsius, that are 320 Fahrenheit, and you should leave the bread over there for 15 minutes. Then lower the temperature at 140 degrees Celsius, that are approximately 280 Fahrenheit, for 5 more minutes, and they will be ready. Unfortunately, as you can notice, they disinflated. They were all fluffy and they grow very well, but after a few seconds, I would say, they went down, and I don't know why. If you know why, please tell me, because I think that the flavor is really incredible. I love them, but they are too soft to look like a real bread, and they are also too flat. Please help me, help me, help me. I thank you all for the suggestion and for the improvement of my recipe. I know my dishes are not always perfect. This is what I cook for my family at home. As you know, we are not master chefs, as I said once in an old video that didn't go so well. So please, I really appreciate any tip that you can give me to improve my dishes. I really hope you will like today's recipe, even if it was not perfect, and you will consider subscribing to my channel anyway, because I will upload a ketogenic video every Monday in English, but also every Wednesday in Spanish and every Friday in Italian. See you next week, and thank you. Today I will bring you with me in a very special place. This is the cover market most famous in Stockholm, and it's really near my home. I love it, and I bring you here because I want to talk to you about something that is quite important for me, because in this recipe I use salami, and every time I use charcuterie or even cheese or even other ingredients, some people tell me that they are unhealthy, and I want to underline that this is a ketogenic channel, and charcuterie and cheese are really very ketogenic. I use them because I deeply think that the most important thing is the quality of what you eat. Everything can be unhealthy if you buy bad quality, and this market can prove you that the highest quality is good for us, at least for us. You can eat what you want. I don't judge anybody for not eating charcuterie or for not eating cheese, because we are all different. There are a lot of people that don't feel good with cheese, with lactose. Other people don't feel good with nuts, and that's very personal. But what I can promise you is that everything you see on my channel is keto, and I really know that because after 6 years on a ketogenic diet for therapeutical reason because of my daughter's disease, I really pay attention about carbs, and also I pay attention to the quality of the food I eat. I hope you understand what I said. I hope everybody will agree. I know that's impossible, but that's what you will find on my channel.